the master of the buy. With my wisdom and experience, I'm setting the pace, turning yard sale, junk into gold and in the race.
Oh, dear God, save me.
From the gods to glory, I'm on this journey, I'll learn to learn. With every find, I'll rock this reselling world. The better drinker style.
We're just sitting here talking to Carrie now, and I happened to look at the clock. It said 8:02. I'm like, what?
Whoop.
My computer.
Important reseller business discussion.
Damn right.
Starting to act like the Silver Hair Stacker show.
I'm just sitting here trying to fix something that I bought, looking for parts, not thinking anything about what I'm supposed to be doing. So hope everybody's doing well this morning, except for Todd. We don't care. Todd, we don't care about Todd.
I'm all good.
Damn it.
We got snow. Holy crap.
We did too, like 2 inches.
I won't even. We always have snow.
Yeah, but when's the last time y'all had snow, Todd?
It's about a year ago.
Oh, so it's not as infrequent as I was thinking it would be.
Well, we only get like 2 snows a winter, and they're always just like.
Yeah, that was this morning. So if y'all were infrequent like we are and have small dogs, that's where the tarp was, so the dogs can go to the bathroom. There's another tarp right beside it. You can kind of see it. I have to pull it up
Oh, cha-ching.
so that because when you have little dogs, they are not going in the snow. Some dachshunds love the snow. My two do not. They hate it. So the roads are clear here. The driveway's clear. There's no shoveling. There's no videos of me shoveling snow or any of that kind of stuff.
You saw that tactical?
Must be nice.
I did a video yesterday. Tactical must have watched it. I was shouting the camera out the windshield, and the expiration date of my truck registration is 5/24.
Because 2 days ago it was 65. Yesterday it was still in the upper 50s yesterday. So all the roads are,
Look at
the blacktops were hot. The driveway.
teeny
I took the trash out, but there's no snow on the driveway. There's no ice on the road, but I don't think they're coming.
Southern.
Every now and then, JT. I did earlier because we got like almost 5 inches. So I ended up, because when you've got a wife with the broken ankle and it took 8-9 months just to get her to back work, I am not taking her to doctor's appointments. I am not looking forward to any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, we shoveled to make sure that there's no accidents for her. The whole driveway can be covered in snow, but she'll be able to get to her car and back because I ain't dealing with that.
Well, you're better off sometimes not shoveling if it's gonna ice over underneath.
Yeah, I had
Snow.
for that one. We knew how much was coming, so I had some ice melt, so I put it all down around the walkway. But this one, most time we get real heavy snow. This is all light and fluffy mess. But
It was 3 degrees when we woke up this morning here. So yeah.
Phone still says it's 28 here. Feels like 14.
I don't know what it is now.
I mean, it's going to 36, so a lot of this is going to start.
We still got another month of this probably.
Yeah, it says up until all the stuff will be gone at 10 o'clock. We're just at the very edge of it. But yeah. But that means no post office today for us. So Amazon doesn't care. They're I'm sure I'm gonna have late acceptance scans on Amazon. eBay, I shipped everything out yesterday that had to go today. I have 2 days shipping, so should be fine there. Yeah, this sucks. This absolutely sucks. I was telling somebody yesterday. I think I was telling Harlan, we had guys' night last night. I'm like, you're getting old when this stuff happens in the winter and you start thinking, I see why everybody goes to Florida and start. And I'm like, I didn't even think the summer was that hot last year because when you're younger, you go to Florida, you feel like you're dying. I'm like, I didn't, I didn't, I didn't really think the summer was that hot this year. And then one of my buddies behind me goes, I like to die. It was so hot. I'm like, dude, you spent the last 5 years in Maryland. Shut up. You're just not used to this anymore. But
I would like to get used to it. I don't like what we got.
yeah, but I mean, this is the way it is. This time, I mean, we're in the 50s this weekend. Next Tuesday, we're back in the 60s. So yeah.
Yeah, not here.
So I put a road and any idea, folks? Do you realize that over half of the first quarter is gone?
That's crazy when you think of it.
Yeah, a couple days ago. So what the 15th should have been around the halfway part, 6 weeks in.
Speaking of which, I don't think I used my shipping supply. Yeah, I did. Okay.
It's where are you going? What are you doing? So we did the podcast early this week, so it'll be out Saturday. Make sure y'all check it out. Real good discussion. Talking about, I'm trying to change some of the things I do, and I need to. I'm not getting some of the exact results I want, and I'm gonna tell you, it's eBay's fault. So that's what everybody says, right? It's eBay's fault. eBay sucks. I'm gonna tell you, I need to be making myself more efficient, and most people are not willing to look at it and go. They look at it and go, I don't care what eBay says. I can't believe they don't give me any sales. When I need to figure out how to get more listed. I don't have a buying problem. I have a listing problem, and I need to be more efficient in that area, whatever it takes. Is anyone on district yet? No.
Nope.
I looked at it year and a half ago and decided that I'm not that person. I'm not the promoter. I'm not the people person. I'm not. That's just not one of my strengths to do that kind of stuff. And I'm like, you know what? That's probably not for me. Hold on a second, everybody.
I'll be real fucking gentle.
In the chat, asshole. We'll get you no matter where you're at, Tom. So there you go. But I know if I was Commonwealth Picker, if I was Kevin, Kevin has those abilities. I guess with teaching and stuff and all those things, he's a very good people person, and does very well. So if it sets your skills up, build your own district. But if not, you can sell under those guys. Phil says he's got a simple store. Pays what you put into it.
Just like everything else, sounds like.
A lot of people ask, how come you don't sell at Walmart? You get too spread out. You just doing eBay and Amazon is enough. Throw in YouTube, piddling around on YouTube or whatever. You get yourself so spread out, and then it becomes, I need help to be successful, and I don't want help. I'm happy in my own misery.
Some of us, one platform is enough.
And so I think you're better off being an expert at fewer, because I'm telling you, I've told you guys this is, if you watch on any length of time, the hardest thing you can do is do multiple platforms. Everybody thinks the answer is just cross list. All you got to do is pay the program. I'm telling you, running multiple platforms is the hardest thing you can do, because if you're good at one, you are not paying attention to another one.
What did I do?
Gwen.
What did I do? What did I do,
Morning,
baseball?
Gwen.
Morning, Gwen.
Morning.
What?
Turn off the camera?
Yeah, but too late.
I always saw it was a figure moving. The treadmill had a blur.
She gone.
What's up, Tommy?
Good morning.
She has her black robe on. She looks like
Well, that's why I look like the treadmill just sort of moved.
If she had a sickle, she'd look like death walking by.
Yeah, that's what. So in the video I made the other day. So if y'all haven't watched the video I put out the other day, this is a good one. It'll help you out if you sell coffee parts or drink coffee and want an easy way to clean your coffee pots. And it's amazing how easy that works. But Joni was at the camera actually caught her, but I took it and made the screen wider, so she's standing there in her pajamas. I'm like, you realize the camera picked you up, you're standing there, oh, I don't care. I'm like, if I'd have put that video up, would you in it, you'd have cared. Who let the crazy cat lady in? Sometimes you just gotta let the cat lady in.
She's all worried about the neighborhood cats being cold.
Oh, those cats will be fine.
They're hiding somewhere.
With my cat, it's 3 degrees here this morning. My cat goes outside and has fun. Of course, it can come in when it wants, but
I mean, especially here, you probably got the same amount as we did, Todd. Under cars and stuff is clear. I mean, it
cats.
kind of doesn't it. If they're under a car and the snow's all around it, doesn't it kind of make like a cocoon, like an igloo?
There you go.
I mean, really, if they get under a car, there's not going to be any wind. There's not going to be.
It would take a lot more than the weather you guys got to make a difference for a cat or a dog.
You know, those Yankees in that kind of with that amount of snow, the Yankees don't even put on their shoes to walk out to get the mail out of the mailbox.
No, we don't.
But it's so I'd rather focus my efforts on being better at eBay and Amazon, because the things I sell there are different. So sourcing for both those is different, and the time and to know how to do each one effectively. You know, that's why I don't want to add Walmart and everybody. Oh, Walmart's so backwards. You got to do this. You got to do that. Don't even tell me about it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's the biggest
But
growth platform there is. I get it.
Some
I don't have time.
Some other people be
I don't have
enjoy
time.
that.
I don't really care. I don't think that I'm missing out on that money.
Let some other people enjoy that. You do you. Unless that's what you enjoy.
No, absolutely. But the one thing you're halfway through you're a little over halfway through the first quarter of the year. You know, what does this year want to look like? Josh tried to stop me because he said we don't want to make this too political. I'm telling you right now, I don't have a lot of optimism for the rest of this year, just simply because of the kind of turmoil that we're in, the turmoil in this country, the turmoil of the world. If you just look at if they pull all this money that the government has been stealing out of the system. You'd like to speak with the operator? Press 1. The front desk, press 2. Billing, press 3.
Habla español, press 4.
I mean, because they're finding billions and hundreds of billions and trillions of dollars of waste. This money was going into the system, being spent somewhere. Some of it, anyway. Not all, a lot of it went overseas. But you know, lots of jobs are being eliminated. Lots of high-paying jobs. Did y'all see the fact that they cut 6,000 employees that were either on probation or temporary or whatever, and it saved so much? And then somebody goes, well, what if you divide the amount we saved by the number of employees? These jobs were $180,000, $190,000. I mean, what is the government doing paying so many people so much freaking money?
And
so I think
all of all these politicians that are complaining, they got their fingers in the till somewhere. Because if you've raised teenagers, you know that when they start throwing all the defensive shit up there, something shady somewhere.
If you've got
that's the way it is.
If you've got a pack of people and you throw a rock at them, the one that screams is the one you hit.
I mean,
That's the way it works. It's I don't think it's a one party or another. You can't tell me it got this bad and it's all one party.
Yeah, no,
Everybody, they all knew. They all knew. The Democrats are taking hell and they're screaming and carrying on. The Republicans are hiding under a rock, hoping. I hope they don't figure out it was us too.
yeah, exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
that's what's going on. It's
And being that people say, well, Trump's not really a Republican; he's a Democrat too. Well, good. Maybe that's what it's taking to get this shit
it
straightened
takes
out.
somebody in the middle. I've said that for years that we're much better off with us. That's why Clinton was so good. Clinton wasn't a super Democrat back. Clinton and you can't tell me that Bill Clinton was bad and tell me you love Trump because Trump is saying word for word what Clinton said in the 90s. Go back and down to some of the speeches. They're damn. You could a lot of the stuff Trump says. It takes that centrist. It takes somebody who's in the middle of this that picks up the 80% of people. Who cares about the 10% on each side that are screaming idiots? It's the 80% in the middle where you do the most work for the most people. But it's
So, what are you going to do, Scott? The country's going to hell in a handbasket. People are not going to be buying stuff. What are you going to do?
They'll still buy
gonna
it.
keep walking, gonna keep working. I still think I've been telling y'all for a couple of years that used products are. I'm doubling down, triple down. I'm telling you, there's used and there's tons of value. Go to Walmart and see how much a freaking coffee maker costs right now.
Yeah,
The cheapest Keurig is over $50.
you can buy them for $4.99 at Goodwill.
Most people don't want to ship them, and I get it. They're a bitch, but I'll ship them. But it's other thing. It's lots of other things too that people are going to make do. They're going to fix what they've got. Clothing. They're going to buy used clothing. You used clothing sellers with a market that's flooded. You guys are still going to have great opportunity because there are going to be so many. Go look at how much clothes cost, for God's sakes. If you can affordably find things and put things up at a reasonable price, you are going to be, if you do the work, and that's a lot of it. So many people don't want to do the work.
But also if you just want to, like I said, I saw. Well, I've got one. It was $4.99. It's a nice Keurig, and I used the hell out of it, so it's working good. If you want to buy one of those and put it on Facebook for $20, and you're willing to meet somebody,
Yeah.
because some people will not go into a Goodwill because they think it's the poor people's store.
I think
And
that's an opportunity that people miss, Tom. I think you're spot on. That if you will sell things in person like that, I'm telling you, because go to Facebook Marketplace and look up Keurig and see what you find. You see a lot of 2025. There are some people that have the fancier machines that are more expensive, but you see, if you can, if there's no fees on that or minimal fees, and it's just your time and you're doing. Sue was doing that a lot. I hope she's doing well today. Sue was doing a lot of porch pickups where people were coming by and she just put it on her front porch and they'd leave the money or they pay or whatever, and pick up their merchandise. It's everybody's so today you hear horror stories but you hear one horror story for the millions of transactions as they go completely smooth, and you can do things to protect yourself. Take somebody with you, meet in a Walmart parking lot up front, meet in the police parking lot.
I use the McDonald's that's not too far from my house.
Public place where people are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I don't deliver at night.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like you.
Common sense. It's just use common sense. It'll keep you safe. Common sense.
If you do porch pickups, I would recommend getting some sort of security camera,
Ring or something,
ring doorbell or something. Yes,
but
that,
most people are generally good people. You meet so many people just trying to get through life. Just normal people. We hear about you hear about the squeaky wheel. You hear about the people like Todd who are just terrible individuals, and
in my Facebook Marketplace sales, I'm the sketchy one that shows up.
They're like, "Oh, is he homeless? What the hell?"
I think you're gonna have. I think you're gonna have to work. I think we're going to have to work a little harder
Or you have to
to
be
make
more
money.
creative. You have to find more outlets for I would say somebody like Todd, that would be a good thing for Todd to do, because in a smaller community, you kind of know everybody. It's less likely that something's going to happen. And people don't have as many opportunities to go find these things. Um, so so what does that mean? If you, it would give you the opportunity to sell bigger things. You know, most people don't want to deal with bigger things. There's money in bigger things. You can flip bigger things.
I've always wanted a bread machine, a bread maker.
Same as an ice maker, about the same size.
No, and I had never, and I haven't bought one because the damn things are expensive at Walmart. And I happened to be in Goodwill, and they had one for $3.99 because it had been marked down. And I brought it home, and I've made several loaves of bread with it, and that's fine because it was $3.99.
Yeah, I
You
actually
know,
picked up one this weekend for $17 at a thrift store, but it's listed for 129. It's a DAC. I never heard of the brand DAC, DAK.
hmm
It's a Turbo Baker 4. It's a really nice machine, and so I'll put it on sale this weekend. Somebody will pick it up. It's really nice. Um, the Vintage Memories had first marketplace logo sale. Something didn't want to ship. Met up at an antique mall. That's awesome. That is.
you know, Craig. I hope I don't speak out of turn, but Craig's
Yeah.
got
Well,
a booth at a outlet mall, antique mall. I ran into a lady at Goodwill, and she's got three in our area, and she has a lot of like the Keurigs. She said she sold a lot of Keurigs on it for she her cost plus the fees of selling in these places and making a little bit of money.
right.
Um,
That'd be a good thing if you had a booth and put those kind of things in there. Those are items you can pick up. Uh,
and she says she can't keep them.
what the biggest thing is? You got to do a little cleaning. It's not hard to run some to get these machines, wipe them down, do a little scrubbing, and run some vinegar through it to make sure that it works and it's clean. Or or if you needed to buy a bottle of descaler. There's
Right.
nothing is very difficult with these machines. Uh, but every now and then they go bad, but it's so rare that they tear up. They're pretty durable machines for.
Yep, I brought home a new Dyson to part out yesterday
Where'd you get it from?
from the auction.
Oh, okay.
You can watch my video about it, but
I will.
you
And you should have an uptick because I turned you on. Bam. I turned I said
oh, thank you, Tom.
I turned your YouTube channel on and it played all afternoon yesterday.
Woo.
Did you get what'd you do? Give Todd a blue pill or something? How'd you turn him on?
I don't know. But anyway, so you should get a little uptick in your views.
So Jen, I think it's really you just got to find them that are the ones that are reasonable. You're looking for how much traffic they've got. What is their cost and those kind of things, and how much they sell. Because if you watch Rad Relics, John, he's had booze for quite a long time. I got a good friend here who ate with us last night at Old Man Wing Night, and Rick's had a booth for years. So you can make money at him. It's just he puts bigger stuff or more expensive stuff in there that he doesn't
Right.
want to run to the auction.
Right.
But I think a lot of it's just keep how much foot traffic do they have, and can you keep it stocked with desirable items? I mean, what? So what is that? A Nikon, a Fuji, Nikon D3200? That's a good one. Probably $150.
Yeah, I brought that home from auction too.
Yeah, that's a solid camera. That's a really good camera for people that are wanting to use a DSLR. That one will sell fast, Todd.
Yeah, I saw them selling on eBay for 250.
Hey
Oh,
Joanna.
250. Nice. So, Rainy reselling, keep your booth as cost low. It's it's like anything else. You're looking, cost and I would think the lower you can get your costs, the more aggressive you can be with pricing, and the faster you can turn things. I would think a boost, the more you can, the faster you can turn. You know, how much attention do you pay to it? Do you go once a month to restock it, or do you go once a week? Those kind of things. Do you move things around? Do you keep it fresh? Those. I mean, it's just it would be working it just like you work a platform.
Let me answer a question real fast. Like, Jabis, my next one is it's not a fruit cocktail cruise because I'm not a pervert like you and Tactical Z are and James, but is May, August, and December.
Amy, no, I didn't get a booth. We're just talking about what the what does 2025 look like and where are opportunities. You know, it's doing. We're just talking about things that most people don't do or are out of your comfort zone. Um, there are good booths here in town. I just don't do a booth because I have the auction. If I send stuff to the auction,
We don't have booths any. Well, about 40 minutes from here, there's a place, but
Well,
yeah.
the
they're
So
reason
full.
JT
They're
rotate the
always
booth.
full.
You know, I would think that stuff like if you can pick up media pretty cheap, that'd be something pretty solid that you could do. That if you could pick up movies and Blu-rays at a reasonable price, you could get $3 or $4 a Blu-ray or something. There's stuff, there's fillers and stuff that you can put in these booths.
You can
Hey Andy,
go
what's on
on
there?
you can go on Facebook Marketplace right now and type in DVD lot or Blu-ray lot and find them. I'm getting them for about 25 cents a piece.
Yeah, even if you picked them up for a quarter and sold them for $1, you know, if those things are helping to pay the booth rent for little to no work.
And there's a few in there that, I've already paid for the lot. So the 100 or the 300 DVDs I have upstairs that I haven't looked through yet.
Because I
You
think
know,
people with DVDs like that, Steve, make an assumption that for the vast majority of them, there's not a ton of value to put on eBay or Amazon, and they think, well, damn, I can't do anything with them. Instead of thinking, I got these so cheap. They're popular titles, and there are a lot of them out there. Is the reason why they don't have the tremendous value on online. But for somebody $1 or two to pick them up, they want to pick them up for $1 or two. And
but
so if you're in,
you know
if
what the worst case scenario is? I take the good ones out, put the rest back on Facebook. That's it.
Philly Flipper, I don't know. It's that thing you used to do before you sold out. You sold your soul.
Yeah.
what's he
Whatnot.
doing now?
He
Oh,
does whatnot.
he's a whatnotter.
He likes to hear himself talk, so he's good on whatnot.
There's still things to be said. There's
He's
still
pretty
things to be
good at
said about
talking.
whatnot. We're considering
Yeah.
starting whatnot again. So
So I went to yard selling with Paul, and we bought completely different things. He bought plenty of stuff in Nashville, just like I did, and I even bought things. He got, hey, this is money on eBay, but I don't want to. It's too big for me to carry back, and so I bought some things that and sold them. But um, it's folks, it's 2025 is what you make of it. Don't get the excuse of, and you got a face like Paul. Only a mother can love, and you can still do whatnot. Folks, turn the camera on. There's nothing to be scared of. If you're friendly and treat people pretty decent and give them good value, whatnot, and be very consistent with whatnot, you'll be successful over there. You'll build an audience. It'll take a little bit of time, but people will find you and continue to come back. Remember the social media aspect to whatnot. Don't miss that. Paul is very engaging with his audience. A new person buys stuff. He talks about pizza parties and all kinds of stuff that he has developed that works, that keeps people entertained and welcoming and buying his stuff. Um, he's got in Florida year round flea market, almost year round yard sales. It's endless supply of stuff to pick up. How do you turn that fast? Do you wait for it? Do you wait for it on eBay? But Paul, they said you can't make any money. How can you have sold $45,000 worth of yard sale and plush and all that other stuff if you can't make any money at it? I don't get it. That's the excuse people use for not doing stuff. Don't fall for the excuse. You can do whatever you set your mind to. Yeah, if you and Marsha started, you guys will do well. You find
well,
good
she
stuff.
she actually wants to be on
Right.
whatnot. So not just you. I know most of you guys have never even seen her, but she wants to actually get on the camera and do it because
And,
we
and
need to make
I
money
don't
from
understand
home.
that fear. I've met Marsha in person several times. Marsha's a very likable person and
She
very
she did
engaging
she
and
did a
likes to
few
talk.
she did
I
a
mean,
few TikToks, so she's got a
yeah,
little bit under her belt, but not.
yeah. Don't be your worst enemy. Don't be fearful of doing something because I realize for ladies it might be a little more difficult because people are hateful and mean. But yeah, Paul, you're exactly right. You can't expect. Well, you can do that if you. There's plenty of shoe sellers that pay lots of money and put up, these. Go watch a shoe show of these guys that have got these crazy shoes and the money they get per shoe.
Mhm.
I'm per pair of shoes. There's money. You could do that way. I'm not saying everybody can do it that way, but like shoes, go watch shoes on Whatnot one time and you'll go, holy crap, look at this stuff. But if you got a good cost, but you better be willing. The one thing with Whatnot is better have some systems behind you because if you run 50 items, chances are you're gonna sell 40 of them. Now you got to ship 40. Be ready. You got to be prepared.
There's
Um,
a lot of work after the sale, you know, getting it
Flag,
done.
that was
But
my sale. Doofus.
damn, Lag is some serious stalker, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't know why he picks on my store. He's a
Because they're waiting for you to kill over, Todd, so they can come in and him and Larry are waiting on you to kill over, so they can come in and swoop in their part of the damn estate.
right.
Philly said that you can even show your hands, Todd, to make money. See, Paul, I don't think people get that. There are lots of people on Whatnot who you hear them, but they're putting things up and stuff. You rarely see them on camera. Um,
I think it's important to not for everybody, but it's important to show yourself on camera so people can get more familiar with you and who they're dealing with. But it's not for everybody.
There's a commercial, and I don't know what it's promoting, but it's an older guy, and he's a hand model, and he's a big guy. And every time I see that thing with the hand model deal, I think of you, Todd, and I start laughing. And Robert's like, "What's funny?"
hey, Paul, are you coming back to Nashville this year? One of the biggest storage unit sellers made 8,000 in an hour on Saturday. No one knows what she looks like.
There's a
That's crazy.
guy. There's a guy, and I'm not going to tell you the location because it's my little honey hole when I go there. But he's a storage unit buyer, and he sells on a street corner, and he's there every weekend, regardless of weather, and he makes buku bucks over the weekend selling storage unit items on a street corner. It's crazy how much I buy from him when I can, and it's always good stuff.
There's a couple of girls up on the corner trading try on them. Make a lot of good stuff selling used
I don't think they're
merchandise.
selling the same thing. Hey, North Georgia Picker, hey, glad your coffee tastes great. If you don't know what he's referring to, that was the video about cleaning coffee pots. It's absolutely okay. And somebody made the comment on that video that I've used salt and bleach and all this. I did until we did the Joni. That's the hard way to do it of shaking salt around and putting bleach in it.
Yeah.
I've messed up plenty of sleeves of shirts and everything cleaning coffee pots at y'all. Don't don't forget. I spent 13 years at McDonald's. I've cleaned the coffee pot.
I think
I've
you just
cleaned the
use
burnt.
like vinegar water.
Uh, dude, you put watch the video. You'll be absolutely amazed. It's in hot water and it was Cascade that I use. It walk away for 30 minutes and come back, Tom. It is pristine. Looks like it's brand new. You'll be absolutely amazed.
And whose video is that?
Mine.
Oh,
I'm not.
yours.
I'm,
I'll have to
Okay.
do one the next time I get any next time I get any kind of metal that's stained. My wife has a good
I
method
find
of
your lack of faith disturbing.
boiling, boiling the part in baking soda
Don't you blaspheme in here. Don't you blaspheme in here.
That's terrible right there. Oh my god.
He didn't even know you took him off.
I was sitting here making a note to find Scott's coffee maker cleaning video.
Mm.
Now that's a job.
Andy
where-
was just trying to.
Go ahead.
Andy, that chili was good. So, the chili that Joni was making for dinner, it's so Paula Dean's son, I forget which one it is, has a chili that he says he's won lots of awards with. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna make that, and we made it. I don't know, quite a few years back, and Jamie Dean's, and it was awesome. Wasn't hot enough, so we started tweaking with it. And so it started off as Jamie Dean's chili recipe, but we make it hotter, or we add a few different things, but it's really good. That's what I'm gonna have for breakfast as soon as the show's over.
Hey, Lag,
Breakfast
did the
slash
boots you sold look like these?
Those are fancy boots.
Yeah. Just in
Ah.
gypsies.
Basher, it's an empty trumpet case.
Just like them.
It was given to me.
North Georgia Picker said he found out in your video you're 69, but you only have 50-year-old hands.
That's why he's a hand model.
Do you have any secrets? Is it some kind of lotion or something you use to keep your hands 50 years old?
We don't want to know about lotion.
Leather conditioner.
Todd, you got to start. You got to start.
Leather conditioner.
When you get this crappy costume jewelry, you need to start keeping the biggest pieces of them and wear them. Swapping them out on your morning show.
Yeah, I could look even prettier.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's so much stuff changing right now, and there's so many opportunities. And so one of the things that's an opportunity. How many people have used the list by photos that's now out for everything on eBay?
List by
Especially
what?
if you, it's a section where you can create a new listing by photos. So if you're a card seller, or that's the easiest one to explain. You've got to have the same number of pictures. So if you wanted to list 20 cards and you had 2 pictures per card, it would create the 20 the 20 listings, because it would assign each 2 pictures to the card in order, and it would use the AI to read the card, whatever the item is, and to make the listings for you. And then you just got to go and if
access that.
because Chris Buck Mountain Barn called me the other day and asked me how I used it, and he was asking me something else, but he was talking about that and how he was able. He's like I just listed like 50 or 100 cards in the last 15 minutes. He's like, the hardest work is getting it set up where you got your pictures in order and your pictures right, and then because if you had a photo room and you wanted the doctor pictures, you can do 50 at a time, and it'll do bulk background. And then you put them in line on your computer and tell eBay to make those.
This is
listings.
right on eBay. I haven't.
Yeah. So if you go on eBay, if you go under the listings tab, where on the right hand side where that little blue bubble says create listing with an arrow down, hit the arrow down and you'll see it says list by photos. New list by photos.
I don't have that. Huh. I don't have it yet.
Everybody's got it.
I don't have it.
Click on the listings tab.
Oh, I did.
And then the blue box on the right hand side.
Photo upload.
No, create listing.
Great listing.
Create listing.
All right, I clicked on create listing.
And it says start your listing templates. That's all.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Oh my God! You click on listings. You go over to the side. Under create listing, if you hit the little arrow down, it says single listing, multiple listings from
I don't
photos.
have an arrow.
Oh my!
Scott, call it up on your computer and share your screen.
No, seriously. I've gone into Seller Hub. I've gone to listings. I've pulled down to create listings. There's no arrow there. And if you click on create listings, it doesn't give you an arrow.
Evie Mux is magical. You can do stuff like that. Share your screen.
Seriously, don't have it.
You think about what you've done, damn it. Uh, say manage under listings. There's manage active listing, create listing. I actually have to go to that screen. You click arrow down, single listing, multiple listings from
Yeah.
photo.
Mine doesn't have the arrow.
It's got to have single and multiple listings. It's got to
It
have at
does
least.
not. I guarantee you it doesn't. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. You have to hit the list. You have to actually click on the listings tab to open that up.
I did. Okay, I did. It's still not there. I have no arrow where it says create listing.
Oh
Where
my
that blue
God.
bubble is. Here, I'm going to share my screen so you can see that I'm not lying to you. How do I share my screen?
It's Joanne. It's only on the PC.
There. Now you can see I'm on that page. There is no arrow there. Now where do I go?
You need to call eBay and tell them why do you suck so bad.
Okay. You thought I was lying to you. All right, I'm good. You
Oh,
can-
they did pick up my trash in the snow. Look! God damn! I'm glad I put it out today. I started not to put it out.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah,
I know the people
I
across the
guess
street
it
didn't
just
put it out.
I don't care what.
Are you what store level do you have? Maybe that makes a difference. I don't know.
The $59, whatever,
Yes,
$60.
that's a $25. But I don't.
It's not an Apple or a PC thing. It's browser based.
Yeah, it would
Folks,
have to.
it doesn't matter if you're on Google Chrome. Google Chrome doesn't care whether it doesn't know the difference between Mac and PC.
No. And I'm on Chrome too, so yeah, I just don't have it yet.
I think Steve's on a Mac just like I am.
Yeah, I'm on a Mac. So I guess I have to wait because it sounds like it's a similar program to Card Dealer Pro or whatever, and I have familiarity with that.
Sandy says
And
she
if I can
doesn't
do
have
it
any-
for free,
So everybody who doesn't have it, I think that means your accounts are being marked to be deleted off of eBay. I think that's what it is.
yes.
I
So
think
I
eBay
think it
has
just hasn't.
eBay is culling out the herd. I don't think y'all made the list.
Do they have an actual name for that? 'Cause I'll look into it.
It's it's listing by photo, multiple listings by photo.
eBay listing by photo. It must be something that's just rolling out.
I knew you'd make it, Amy. You're a good seller. They recognized your authority, Amy. So good deal. Steve, not so much.
Well, I don't sell a lot, so maybe.
Lag, do you have it? Do you use it?
Lag wants to know what color's your door, Steve, on eBay.
Give me a second, and I'll let you know. Blue.
So Flip It Good's got the same $60 plan and has the drop down to.
Anybody with the lesser plan,
Yes, CB Vintage. You have to have the same number of photos, so the program, so it'll list. So if you're gonna list 10 items, and they all have to have 2 photos, 10 photos, whatever it is, it's got to be the same amount per item.
Okay, I
it's
got
really
it.
good if it works. If it works for, if it works like Card Dealer Pro or one of those programs, they're amazing. It does the description and everything. Now you can change all the descriptions and stuff, but
So Southern
hopefully I
Vintage
get-
Ron said his is a little different. After you hit make a listing, it goes to the next window, and you can read and select it there. So try that, Steve. Click on that create listing and see if it's on the next page.
Yeah, I've gone to that next page and I don't see it unless it's under bulk listings.
Scott, how much have you used it?
I haven't yet.
Oh, you haven't used it.
I don't sell items that are conducive. See, all my media is on Amazon,
Right.
but that's the idea I had. I'm like, any media I want to put on Amazon, because you think I'll list a DVD if it's $7 or $8 or $9. I'll make I don't mind if I pay a quarter for a DVD and make $1.50 or $2 because I have storage here. You just throw them in a bubble mailer and let them go, but it's too much. It's not worth my time.
Yeah.
But if you can find a way to take a couple pictures and list 10 or 15 at a time, that was my thought was, hell, I'll list the DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever they are, low selling ones, and just put free shipping on them and put a price. because I can list them fast. It'll be, and now the time becomes, if I can list 20 in 30 minutes, now all of a sudden those
Okay,
20 that make $2, all of a sudden I'm making more per hour. It's worth the 30 minutes or
there
whatever
is
it
a
takes.
thing on the once I click that button, it says convert photos to drafts. So maybe that's it, and then select photo count.
That's it. That's going to be it.
That guy that's
So
got
I do have it. It's just not as easy to get to as yours.
the guy that's got the
JT,
bazillion postcards, man, he probably
yeah, if you want to do postcards would be another good one. Any kind of
I'm gonna
any
try
kind
it
of
here.
sports cards or any kind of the card stuff. Anything that you have bulk of, just think about. Okay, so if you were a person that wanted to sell a bunch of coffee cups and could take, you need what, 3-4 pictures. If you put 4 pictures per cup and had 20 cups, you can make it all, pick them all up, and use the AI to.
And it puts them in. It looks like it puts them in draft.
So
you can
Joanna
click
says
that.
it's under more ways to start listing.
Yeah, it just was harder for us to find than it was for you. That's all. It's there.
You can't do Brazilian postcards because you need 2 postcards that put one butt cheek on each one. Isn't that right?
yeah. Bridget
so
says
that-
she's
it'd be-
trying it
it'd be
right
a-
now.
Oh, Patricia, that's another good one. Sewing patterns, stuff that just think about items that when you list it, you do similar, but you could do it with kitchen stuff. If you wanted to list 5 Keurigs, take the same, take the same 10 pictures or 6 pictures, whatever it is, for each single one.
Books.
You can make it a machine. You can set 5 machines up and take all your pictures. I need 5. I need front, side, back, bottom, and inside. 5 pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then make it pick them up, because it's going to use AI, and the AI has gotten better about picking up model numbers. The worst you're going to have to do is correct the title and a few specifics, but it'll start your listings.
It would be an interesting thing to try. So.
Oh! Amy just stabbed you
Really
in the
lag.
back twice.
Really
and
lag.
twisted it.
I know, right?
Todd, lag stocks my store too, by the way.
Oh my god,
Why?
I sold a Doors 8-track.
Amy Lee.
No fucking way.
Okay, I'm with you now. Lag, you were talking about you had Door 8-tracks to sell a while ago, and I was like, why is she selling the little flippy doors
Yeah.
off of the 8-track players? And you're talking about the Doors.
By the way, 8-track. Oh, you mean 8-track player? Yeah, they do have the flippy doors.
Amy, you didn't know how to clean coffee makers before I first showed you that either, so don't hand me no shit. The easier. Did you know an easier way to clean a coffee carafe? I've been very useful this week. Thank you.
There ain't much in my store right now.
Amy, I hope whenever you
It's
get
so
off work
bad.
today, you go outside and somebody's unplugged your Tesla, and you have to walk home because your electric car doesn't have a charge.
But you were talking about, you don't know what 2025 is going to bring back. There was an article in the paper yesterday said 20,000 people in North Carolina was affected by the cutoff, Trump cutting off all this funding to all of these, research organizations, which that's all there is up and around Raleigh.
Well,
That's not.
I think all that'll be straightened out, but you got to figure out
It'll
why.
be straightened out.
We don't look at some of the stuff they studied. Mice, about if you keep mice separated, will they be more addicted to meth or some shit? I mean, it looks like money laundering. The crazy, you look at the great. Okay, so here was one last night I was watching. There was a guy who was made a TikTok or on X or something, bitching about his wife. This funding has really affected my wife's NGO, and so this lady had created her own nonprofit, and he's like, and she's due her contract. She's due at least another $1 million this year. She's already been paid over $1 million this year. She pays herself a salary of a nonprofit over $1 million per year. You know what she does? Her whole nonprofit is teaching Afghanis about postmodern art in the U.S. Why is this woman getting millions of dollars in her own little nonprofit to take her dumb ass over to Afghanistan in a fucking cave to teach these people about? They were showing one of her in the class. Some damn artist had written on the side of a urinal and called that postmodern art, and she's teaching them about postmodern art, looking at it, a bunch of Afghanis in a cave looking at a damn urinal. This is just
trying to
ignorant.
westernize Afghanis.
Millions of dollars that she was getting. And he's so upset that Trump's the devil because he's going to end his wife stealing from the government.
She's not
in a
stealing,
fucking cave
she's
teaching
not,
Afghanis art.
She is not stealing from the government, Scott.
Damn
She
right
is
she is.
she is manipulating the system, and I think that's one of the things that Trump is wanting to do is get ready.
When you set your salary over $1 million for a nonprofit, you're stealing.
I think that's a lovely idea. I'm gonna start looking for old men.
Well, you might have to wait till the next administration.
Yeah, I might have to
open
wait
your
for
own
that.
NGO.
Yeah, Joanna said, look up shrimp running on a treadmill research. There you go.
Why would shrimp want to run on a treadmill? They don't. Do they even have feet?
I mean, why have we paid the food FDA? Vintage Memories, 100% correct. They are allowing stuff to go into foods that are killing us.
Yeah,
they are creating you to go to the pharma. It's all a big scam. It all needs to end.
Chastity just said she tried it on some Oneida forks and it didn't do anything.
She said she still had to help but choose, but okay.
Yeah. But this comedian it makes you wonder because there was a comedian I was listening to and he said, are they putting stuff in food now that's making boys' bones not as brittle? Or are they making them just not as tough? Because he says, when I was a kid, I went into third grade class and there was always some boy walking around with a cast on his foot or on his arm or.
I got a perfect nonprofit, Tom, too.
What's that?
You can help me with it. We can be president and vice president and $1 million each.
Okay,
teaching young people how to read cursive.
That's right.
Young Afghanis.
Teaching young people how to read cursive writing. There we go.
Okay, that's
got to do it in another country. You got to do it in another country though, because you won't get the funding if you're trying to do it here.
But I'm sure you kids stay inside. That's the problem right there.
Teaching young Canadians because that's another country.
But I'm sure all of this stuff is legal. Like the woman making all this money, it's all legal. It's manipulating the system to their advantage, and that's.
Sandy's right. Boys don't break arms with a computer game.
But I really hadn't thought about it. But when I was a kid in grammar school, even in junior high and high school, there was some boy in a cast, either on his leg or his arm, all the time because they tried jumping a damn car on their motorcycle or their bicycle or some stupid shit like that.
So Tom, when you're dealing with your farm, do you get a callus or a blister on your finger for the keyboard? Because real farmers would get.
But I do have calluses on my hands because I did used to do manual labor. I cut survey lines and I baled hay and threw hay and.
But there's just so much corruption. There's so much evil that goes on, and none of it's ever to the good of the people. And that's the thing that bothers me the most is who is there to, and why are all these people so mad? You've got Elon and Trump up there exposing the corruption in the government and who is stealing money and taking money. And there are people mad at Elon for doing it. I'm like, why are we not mad that they're stealing your money? Oh, wait a minute. No, these people are being paid to protest and none of them pay taxes anyway. If you're out protesting like they were at Huntsville this weekend, or if you're out at Thursday afternoon at noon out protesting, you don't have a job. That is your job, is to protest. It's just think about the amount of money that's wasted and spent frivolously. Trump is 100% right. We can live off tariffs and none of us have to pay taxes. Think about that. You pay taxes for all this stupidity. The reason you pay taxes, the reason you and your wife both have to work, or husband and husband, it doesn't matter which, both parties in your household have to work, is because to pay taxes. Go look at the 80s. The big switch from the 80s, it's not an accident that all this feminism and all this stuff came up at the same time where they were increasing the tax level and the tax burden on the society that forced one parent to work to pays child care and pay taxes. I'm not wrong on this. Be sure to that is your homework. Go look at that theory. They run hand in hand.
We have an acquaintance, both of them attorneys, and she is a stay-at-home mom now because it was
Yep.
cheaper for her in the long run to stay home with the kid. And they actually flipped a coin to see who was going to be the stay-at-home parent, because by the time child care and all, doctor's appointments and all this kind of stuff, it was just going to be cheaper to stay at home and look after your kids, because a
It,
couple of
it,
kids in Charlotte now is about in daycare is about
oh yeah, no, Vintage
700
Vander's.
a week.
I've
A
seen I've
week.
seen quite a bit of that speech. Vance was spot on over there.
It's unaffordable.
Uh, it's insane what we put up. What we've allowed to happen is absolutely insane. And
Problem is, in a couple of years, it's just
come back in a couple of weeks whenever they live stream Fort Knox and there ain't no gold. They're working their ass off now at record levels. Every plane flight to bring gold back to cover their ass. Because
Don't
here's
you?
what happens, folks. When they look at Fort Knox and the gold, the 4,500 tons of gold is not there. The Federal Reserve is in violation of its charter. Trump is going to immediately move to remove the charter from the Federal Reserve, and we're going to be done with the Federal Reserve. That's coming.
Well,
That's why they're bringing gold back, trying to cover their ass, because the way they manipulate everything is through the Federal Reserve System. That's coming.
That's scary.
apparently there's another vault that's bigger than Fort Knox over in Manhattan, and that's where the bulk of the gold is kept.
They're claiming that's where they're claiming it's there, because the reason why, Tom, is that's the charter bank of the Federal Reserve System is the New York Bank.
I mean, but don't you know, there's a lot of people that's like department heads and some of these government organizations that are just like, if they're not, they should be scurrying around, making sure all their ducks are in a row, because they just keep coming up with,
They're-
where's this money at? Well, like South Carolina. South Carolina's got $1 billion missing. How the hell do you lose $1 billion?
Well, I mean, look at what the Treasury was doing. They said write a check. The Treasury didn't record any information about it. They just sent the damn money. They never said no. They sent the money. So there's no tracking. How about when the IRS shows up to look and look at your taxes, and you go, I was just doing what the government did. I don't know where the hell I'd spend it. I don't know who it went to. I just wrote it.
Yeah, that doesn't work. I've been audited.
I just wrote it. I mean, never don't forget what they did. It's not a coincidence. The Pentagon says we're missing $2.3 trillion. The next day, they knocked down the Twin Towers. It's not an accident. Planes planes knocked them down my ass.
Well,
You
all I
go
got.
look at any structural engineer, and they will all tell you the same thing. Yeah, that's bullshit. Those buildings were built to take way more. And then go ask a pilot. Go talk to a pilot about how hard it was to fly into those damn buildings. And then why the Pentagon and all the records they never found one plane part.
Scott, this is Wednesday morning, not Friday night.
No wings, no nose cone, no wheel landing gear, nothing.
Yeah, and that whole, because the Earth is flat is the reason people like, tar.
Flat Earth is that the
It's
reason why
flooding.
Building 7? Is that the reason why Building 7 came down?
No, flat
And
Earth is why everything's flooding. There's no place for the water to run off to.
they announced that Building 7 had come down before it came down. Is that the same one?
No, I don't know about that. I just know that because of the flat Earth, that's the reason we having all this flooding.
Yeah, yeah. So Andy, I know you're young and you're gonna hate for me to tell you this. You're wrong on that one. Remember, the first iPhone didn't come out until 2007. So phones in 2001 were not what you can't equate. There is not going to be a ton of cell phone coverage or anything because uh, cameras on flip phones, bag phones didn't have cameras. Cameras were very rudimentary in
And they
2000.
were
Didn't think about pulling
the
their
government
cameras.
was sending out a low powered EMP field that was wiping out people's electronics.
Mm,
Go ahead, Scott. Go ahead.
damn.
We had flip phones with cameras, but we didn't think about pulling them out and filming everything.
Scott, Lag's got footage. You weren't even born then, were you, Lag? Oh God, blackberries.
YouTube didn't even
Lag was in the basement back then. He was probably just chilling inside of his daddy. He hadn't come into his mama to come out.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
The EU is, you know, I watched this show and it's called Jolly. It's a YouTube show, and it's these two British guys and they go around traveling and they um, eat a lot of food and talk about the food. That's their little shtick. And they have one series where they brought all this American food back to snacks and stuff like that back to the UK, and they've got these like British schoolboys that are eating this stuff for the first time. And these guys are like, "Man, this is good. This is good. Why don't we have it here?" And they like read the ingredients on it. And there's like, okay, that's not allowed in the UK. That's not allowed in the UK. That's not allowed in the UK. That's not allowed in the UK.
So the big thing was candy bar phones, and flip phones were just coming out in 2001. The current phone of drug dealer choice, the candy bar Nokias, that was your cell phones back then.
I had one of those. Yeah.
I had one in my car, and God, I wish I still had one in my car because I'm always leaving my phone at home.
Even with flip phones and stuff, I barely remember ever taking a picture. It was just something that,
Well, they weren't that good at quality.
yeah, it was like one step above a Kodak film camera. It wasn't barely.
I mean, you can even go back to the first few videos on YouTube. The quality of the cameras then weren't that great. Let alone 2000.
Yeah, that's before YouTube. That's before all. When did YouTube start?
2006.
I'm gonna tell you what, I was cool. I had a Matrix phone. You
Yeah,
know, one of the
that
ones you
was
push the button on the side of it, and the keyboard would pop down. I was
yeah,
cool.
that was 4 years before YouTube.
I didn't have I had an Altel bag phone, but I had liked the one that was mounted in the car all the time the best because it was
We had a Motorola bag phone.
actually it was a motor. Well, it was a Motorola, but it was.
I didn't. I never had the bag phone. I had a friend who had one, and he crashed his car because
Anybody? What in the hell is Todd
Couldn't
doing?
reach for
He
it.
turned the camera off and he's like sawing something.
That's a washing machine.
Well, Scott, what's your top 5 things that people need to do to address the potential for 2025?
See, I think it gets better as we go. I think people will get used. The chaos will. I think by the end of the year it'll settle down. I'm glad it's all happening now versus the fourth quarter. I think you'll be better than the summer. You'll be able to see some outlooks. I think economic outlook and stuff will be down. Because one thing nobody's talking about is the bond market. Go look at the bond curve and what the Biden administration did, and Janet Yellen and all those idiots financed all this mess in the last few years with 4 or 5 year T bills that are coming due. It's 80% of the money we've got out and treasury notes are due this year. It's insane what they did to destroy the incoming president. It's almost like they knew they were going to lose.
They didn't even try. Come on.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold that thought, Scott. I mean, Todd. What the hell are you eating? I swear.
I'm chewing my tongue.
It sounds like you're eating rice cakes or something like that. Deep fried rice cakes. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
It's
Scott.
I think it gets better, but I really think that you've got to take advantage of any opportunity you've got right now. You know, it means getting out of your comfort zone. It might mean working a little harder. Oh my god, man! You knock loudly when you're ready to play nice. Damn it! Now we can all hear him crinkling, but nobody else
Yeah,
can.
we can still hear him. That's one of the best things. See, was not an original feature of EV Mux.
See, so lag says gas is up. I think that's a temporary thing. I think as we can continue to drill, baby, drill, and get these things going, I think gas by the end of the year gets a lot of relief. That's the one way you get relief across the nation is if you bring the gas price down. Remember, the cost of fuel affects every delivery for all food, all prices, all merchandise. If you can bring down the fuel prices, you can bring down a price, at least slow down the raising of prices. Yeah, I got gas last night for $2.77 here. And it's at Walmart. At Walmart, it's $2.61. I just didn't feel like driving down there. And I didn't want to be. The van said 8 miles to empty. I didn't want to be completely without gas in case we got more snow than we thought. So I stopped and put $30 in it at the corner where I don't usually get gas. I think there's plenty of, the shipping is going to be crazy because how does the fourth quarter look with the post office not carrying UPS? Is UPS going to be prepared? How good are they going to be by the end of the year? Just think how busy UPS is and how stacked their trucks are, and they have to carry their own ground saver all the way through. That's going to be insane for UPS. Can they handle? Are they going to be prepared? They've got 8 months to get ready.
My guess would be that they just drop ground saver.
How does that affect your costs? The post office lost ground saver, and they're still struggling. Look at Indy, for God's sakes. Do some reading about the Indianapolis Postal Hub and how far behind that place is.
DeJoy is stepping down, apparently, from what I hear.
Who was that?
DeJoy, the Postmaster General. Stepping down. He was appointed by Trump in his first administration, wasn't he? Pretty sure. Well, he's made some questionable decisions.
I think there's a lot of shock right now, but then there's got to, with the loss of jobs and whatever this happens, I think we've got 6 months. Hopefully by the end of the year it recovers. Oh, we put Todd back now. He's not playing. It was like he was wrestling a bear or something, or a bear had his bag of Cheetos, or I don't know what it was.
It's the washing machine.
Then he ran a printer. He heard the printer going. It was just crazy.
Sorry.
It wasn't a wash machine. It was like you were scrubbing those shoes. It's the washing machine.
Yeah, it was.
We're finally in Georgia, Todd. Finally in Georgia.
Here's what's going to happen by the end of the year. We're all going to have to live like Jacob grew up.
Horse and buggy.
Horse and buggy, no phone.
I am not okay with that.
No power. You're growing your own.
Kerosene lamps. That'll be okay.
I could deal with a kerosene lamp if I had to.
That's still one of my favorite jokes. Is how does an Amish woman know that a candlelight dinner is romantic or they're just having regular dinner?
Yeah, There you go.
That's still one of my favorite jokes. uh, yeah, and then on top of all this, you know, AI is going to continue to roar through. You know,
When that AI
what do you do if you're with eBay? Build better listings. Listen to what John has to say. Flipping ain't easy. He lets the AI go and get all of his descriptions. He sells a lot of electronics and a lot of those kind of things. If you've got a model number, AI is very accurate about bringing back information that's hard to find. But if you just type it in there, hey, I need the specs for this, it'll search the internet. Grok 3 just came out. It's good, free, easy to use. Some of the one of the other ones, Gemini.
And
Gemini just did something. I got an email the other day about Gemini there's an iOS app now that'll.
Here's a topic for Friday night, Scott. What percent of jobs do you think will be eliminated by AI within the next 24 months? I think it's a lot higher than most people think it is. 24 months. I'd say at least 20% of jobs will be eliminated.
Because look at how many different AI versions are out there. It's getting very advanced. The things that they can do is it's.
I mean, think about all the you can train an AI model now to do AI agent work from your own computer if you have a reasonably new high-end computer, and it can only sit here on your hardware and run customer service to a certain level.
Are these Macs we have, are they considered fast enough? Or does it need to be the M chip?
Depends on what the agents you're running are. But
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll say generally no.
But if they were the PC world, they'd be fine. But because they're in the Mac world, they're not.
you can run web-based agents too, like make.com.
Sure, right. You can certainly do that too. But imagine the power of owning your own hardware, owning your own agent, and just running it. You know, we'll call it virtually no cost if you're running it on your own hardware. You've programmed it the way you want it, and you're not paying cloud computing. I'm actually thinking about setting one up because I do all my listings for the real estate. And seeing if an agent can handle all the text messaging. So I use Google Voice for all the text messaging and phone calls, and so I'm considering setting one up just as a test. It's not a big deal if it messes up. I can always smooth it over.
Did they make a movie about AIs taking over?
Lag, just because you plug her in your basement doesn't make her an AI model.
She might be a model, but
just because you've had it record a voice and she talks to you.
And I think manufacturing robots are going to get a lot smarter.
Yeah, well, let's have AI vision. Now that you can add AI vision to robots, which we've had PLCs for a long time, but once you add AI vision to it,
just think about the things that are very repetitive. You think it'd be destroying accounting right now, to be able to record keeping and that kind of stuff.
Have you looked at QuickBooks Online recently, Scott?
I have not.
They've implemented a lot of AI things into it, AI recognition of things.
Because it should be able to look at your account and auto categorize in their business to eliminate a lot of the bookkeeper functions of having to manually put in, this.
QuickBooks Online was already pretty good at recognizing repeat transactions, but what they've done in the last 6 months is a pretty big deal for my accountant. See, all my transactions from my tenants, the software we use for that flows directly into QuickBooks, and she almost has to do almost no work. She just has to look it over, make sure it worked.
But there's a lot of those.
Our little Amish friend is very smart. I keep expecting him to start talking into his sleeve every once in a while,
But I mean, just think about other things. Just think about proofreading, about creating any kind of copy. All those type of industries are changing.
More menial. I don't want to call them menial, but mentally labor intensive jobs.
Think about all the manuals that are made.
Well, I was
So
just reading an article about Microsoft is working on really enhancing the AI inside of like Microsoft Word. You know, their Word, Excel, their database. So it's
these
yeah,
Chinese companies that make these products and they send a manual with them, they're going to be able to write a perfectly legitimate English
Mhm.
manual because of AI now.
Right.
Instead of the stuff that you know, if you've ever read a Chinese manual, when
You
they
know
try
it.
to translate, you know what I'm talking
Right.
about. But
well,
it'll be perfect English,
Right.
and it'll be
first of all, if they make it so you could read it instead of having to stick it in your scanner, scanning it, then blowing it up so you can read the small
well
type
that's
on it.
another thing. I got one the other day that was like that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not reading this.
Yeah.
What was it in? I bought something on. Oh, I bought a benchtop power supply for TV. A manual from it.
But there's a lot of
Tiny.
before John decided to take the rest of the year on a cruise or wherever the hell he's at, then
Mexico.
I really think he's on the other side of the ice wall. He just didn't want to tell me.
I think he's on.
But
Isn't he on his way to Hawaii again?
who
Yeah.
He
knows?
got he got
But
stuck.
the one thing he was working on is using AI to write any new listings. So and from what he showed us, it was very effective to create an Amazon listing. You know, how does AI affect reselling? You know, most people sit back and can see where it does other things, but how can if you wanted to make very effective listings and put that thing on automatic, the biggest thing to do is to build the prompts. Um,
Yep.
uh, there are so many things like that in reselling where it's going to
John will be using AI agents and all that stuff, and it'll just do it all for him. He'll put the prompt in, but that's it. And then eventually he'll get AI to write the prompt for him. So if he doesn't
Well,
already.
one of the best things about AI prompting is that once you have figured out the sequence of individual prompts, you can do it each step by step. Then you can just take the entire prompt and it will prompt itself or do it sequentially, or you can, in some cases, you can tell it this is step 1, 2, and 3.
yeah,
I have a buddy right now, not John.
Hey, Shannon, there's Shannon.
yes,
I have a buddy
Shannon,
right now
your
who's
comment disappeared.
running. I have a
yeah,
buddy right now
Shannon.
who's
He
running a YouTube channel that's totally AI.
he
All
puts
AI.
that on Facebook, and then I didn't. He didn't even. Did you even go drink coffee with anybody? No.
Where was I here?
Uh-huh.
Seriously, like I know you're being silly or wanting to be silly, funny, but there's a lot of people that are scared of the concept of AI. He said,
But look at AI. So Steve hitting on something. Really look at what AI can do and how it's changing YouTube and the faceless, nameless videos. These videos are very informative videos, and
Right, they're actually useful.
you know
Mhm.
you
My buddy does it a little different than most people.
for a monthly fee. You can give it. There is one of these programs out there, Steve. I was looking at it. It's a little expensive, so I haven't done it. But you can tell it to give it a URL of a video and tell it to make your version of that video, and it will put the media behind it. It'll create
Yep.
everything to it. It'll make the freaking video that
Yep.
is a clone of another video, but changed enough where it isn't.
So
So you
here's
could
what
you could take trending videos and stick in there, or even the same program. You can go get an article. So you wake up this morning and the news is Elon had a baby giraffe. You can put that article into that program and it'll make a video about everything in that it'll summarize the video and make the video, put the images behind it of whatever topic and
so what my friend is doing is he's getting AI to do all the, the pictures for the video. It's a little more like a slideshow type video because
right.
that's where he's at right now. He's just now starting. But he's been getting a lot of views. But he has AI write the script, but he
Yep.
reads the script. So instead of
Mhm.
getting an AI voice from 11 Labs or whatever, he's
Mhm.
reading the script. So that sets him a little bit apart than a lot of these other AI.
YouTube is having an issue with all this AI videos though, because
They are and they aren't.
they're not
Depends on
getting
the
a lot of places are not video. A lot of channels are not getting monetized because it's not original
Right. You have to
You-
make it.
Yes
Yeah.
and yes and no.
Yeah.
But you can make it learn your voice, and it can read in your voice.
Right.
I have a subscription. Okay.
Now,
The
tell
secret
me.
is I have nobody even on this panel knows that I have another YouTube channel that was built by AI. It's not the buddy I'm
What?
talking about is not me.
No
It's a
way.
reseller channel. I want if anybody can guess the name of that reseller channel in the I only have 3 subscribers on it. It's not really a big channel yet. But it's
Toys are.
it's amazing what you can do. I have 11 labs doing the voice. It's animation in there, and that's done by AI. It's really cool what you can do.
So Tommy was
Lag,
asking.
if you know it lag, you're not allowed. You probably
So
do.
Tommy was asking
There's things out
that program is in video AI. Jacob and I were
Yeah,
looking at it.
that's
the other
one
night.
of them. Yeah, there's one of them.
Yep.
There's a
NVIDIA,
bunch that do it.
as in
That's the
the
most. That's the most
I
expensive
am-
one.
Add the letter I in front of it.
yeah. I mean, is that like the video card manufacturer?
Just add the letter I in front of it.
Okay.
But in video.
And the other one we looked at was Pictory.
There's a bunch of them that can do it now.
It's
And there's a
Some are
new one
better
that comes out every 2-3 days. A new one comes out. So it's one of the interesting things I've noticed, Scott, is for example, the price pressure is on the downward trend very heavily because when what was the Chinese one? The DeepSeek, yeah, came out. All of a sudden, ChatGPT's highest paid version, they had to cut the price. Was it in half? I mean, it's drastically coming down because there's a free competitor beside of it.
And
then you can look at Grok.
ChatGPT's
Grok
coming
3
out with a
is
Free agent.
ChatGPT's coming out with a more 5 is supposed to be free, and it's supposed to be implementing the best parts of all the other.
Right, and there'll be a free agent included in it.
Yeah, we're take advantage of this shit.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, it's going to eliminate a lot of video editing and those kind of things because I can see very quickly that AI will learn a video editing style, will be able to look at your channel and be able to edit your videos in that style, and you won't even. There's so many people
I was
that
able
are
to
new that
use
can't edit it because they don't have to.
I was able to use one of those AI agents, one of the web-based ones, make.com, I think it was, to there's another channel that I was messing around with, just trying some things. It was all AI, and I use it to schedule out videos, and you can, oh my God, there's so much things you can do with it. You could do it with eBay if you can figure out how to get eBay to work with it. You could schedule out listings, you could schedule out sales. There's a lot of things you're going to be able to do.
Yeah, Bassiner, we saw that. Just makes you wonder what has he done or what has he been in charge of that's happening because there's been a lot of the heads of departments that have been rage quitting.
Mm-hmm.
I think he sees some writing on the wall.
I think a lot of this AI, a lot of companies are blocking use of AI, but I think they're short-sighted, at least unless they're blocking it just for temporary. If they want to try to block it long-term, it's not going to work. But if they can block it short-term, maybe. Because they'll be where the music industry is when MP3s came out. If they could have taken advantage of that. And
they're going to block it short-term until they figure out how to use it for their advantage.
Hopefully.
Right now, they don't want to pay their employees to take the easy route, is what they're doing.
Right. Instead of letting their employees being the guinea pigs to perfect it, they're just blocking it, which I think that's unfortunate.
See, there's a video of this Chinese guy out there who's at a job interview, and he's got his phone set up out of camera view because he's on a video conference, and he's getting ChatGPT to listen to the interview questions, and then ChatGPT's writing out the answer for him, and he's passing the interview because of that.
All right, Steve, you're in charge.
No. Where'd he go?
As far as the USPS goes, if they went to Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mail days. I think that would handle 85% of the country, because how many days do you get nothing in your mail other than junk mail?
Well, it depends on if you're getting packages by
They
mail.
just if they just change the rules for junk mail.
Yeah.
Can you
Well,
imagine
that's
how
where they
much?
make 80% of their revenue.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, but
that's
there's
what
so much of it.
see, and what's going to happen is, like, I'm surprised Charlotte hadn't done it. If I was on the Charlotte City Council, I would. We would have. They're always bitching about the amount of garbage and trash and recycling that we have. Okay, well, let's pay for it. I mean, let the postal service pay for it.
Yeah.
A disposal fee.
The-
Because
well,
half the time I get the mail, and as I'm walking to the house, I'm flipping through it, and I stop at my recycling bin, and I start tossing the damn junk mail in there.
mhm.
I'm too young to be looking at retirement communities. Roberta needs to quit
No, you're not.
requesting. She needs to quit requesting this damn information about old folks' home. You know,
She's just trying to find a place for you.
yeah, she's trying to find a place for me. But
The
it's
Basket Noodle said UPS was awarded the big USPS contract last August. Are we referring to the SurePost contract, which is actually a UPS product? I'd be interested to know a little bit more what they're specifically referring to.
I think
I
my
don't
mom's
know.
one of
I
the
don't
very
know
few
enough
people
about that situation.
I think my mom and Todd are one of the very few people that still pay bills by check.
There's a few. We don't, because if it's online and we can pay it online, we're
That's what
paying it
Roberta
online.
does. She sits down and she pays everything online.
It just makes it so much easier for you. Now
Everything
sometimes
I
there's
have
a
is just on
fee.
auto pay.
I don't like auto pay because there's times where it might catch you off guard.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends. I mean, most of those services have like electric services have a safeguard built in that it'll only auto pay up to a certain amount.
Right. But
Yeah.
I mean, we do auto pay. We had to put, because a lot of these companies, if you don't auto pay, they have an extra fee. So
That's what I do, Craig. Pack it full and send it to them. But they don't send a lot of prepaid return envelopes now, because usually there's a URL that you go in there and go directly to the sites to take advantage of whatever they've sent you.
Hey, if you're in the woods behind the building, don't eat yellow snow.
Okay.
Nature call. Oh, I see. UPS. So UPS reserves the right to open any parcel. Yeah. But okay, so UPS is
UPS,
acting
yes.
as a mail
USPS
handler service then in this case. If that's I hadn't heard that yet. But sounds like Basket Noodle is saying that UPS is handling some of the rail service part for USPS. I hadn't heard that. But they must have signed up as a mail handling service, similar to what Amazon does for their own packages when they deliver it directly to the final post office. It's called
Yeah,
a
so then-
mail handling service.
So I noticed when I came by this morning, the bird feeder was empty. There were birds on it, so I filled it up. It's already half gone. With the snow down, the birds out, and so I put a tarp out, and so I've taken it up. So I went through the birds, some bird feed out in the grass.
we had to take our bird feeder down because of damn squirrels. So I got to figure out a squirrel proof.
The squirrels
Bird
need to
feeder.
eat too.
You
Yeah,
won't.
but it's not that we don't mind feeding the squirrels. It's fun to watch them, but they throw all the seed that they don't want. They throw it out, so it's all
Then the
over the
birds eat
ground.
it.
There's
Birds will eat it from
Yeah,
the
the
ground.
birds won't want to eat it on the ground as much.
Why?
So we got a lot of seed out there. That's
those,
even 6 weeks after we've taken the feeder down. There's still a lot of seed out.
those
saw that
squirrels
they were
are
digging in the
smart.
snow.
There's a lot of YouTube videos where people have tried to build bird feeders that are squirrels can't get to, and they've got them hanging from piano wire and everything else, and them damn little squirrels will still get to them.
If you want to be entertained, a couple years back, I think Mark Roble did some squirrel stuff in his backyard. The guy who's the engineer dude.
Right.
The
Yeah,
one
I
who makes
remember
he's
seeing
the
those
glitter
videos.
he's the glitter bomb guy, but he did all kinds of squirrel mess early videos. They were pretty interesting.
I want to have it out there and then put a camera on. I actually have a camera on it, but it's not. It's just an IP cam, so it's security camera.
Southern Vermont. Were you a Nelson family member? Because
I've
usually
never
they,
seen a $5
Nielsen.
bill. I see $1 bills in there. They don't.
Right.
I never was a Nielsen family.
well, we don't participate in Nielsen. It's kind of
Is that even a
conflict of
thing
interest.
anymore?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I mean, how many people are actually still watching over-the-air TV? I mean, I suppose few. Is it? I guess Nielsen would work with streaming. I don't know.
Does Nielsen work with cable too?
Yeah, Nielsen does everybody.
Okay.
I mean, all they're doing is
I have no idea.
what they're extrapolating.
I was checking with the boss. They look at they their viewers have to keep records on what they've watched, and that's what they base their records on it. Whereas real companies can actually tell you exactly how many people watched the Super Bowl,
Right.
that kind of stuff. I mean, the big cable companies can do that. All right, I got to go because the boss is home, and Scott, if you haven't looked at it, it's over on my Facebook page. I shared a Donald Trump, Elon Musk video that's set to Britney Spears' "Wrecking Ball." It's funny as hell.
All right,
Britney Spears didn't sing "Wrecking Ball."
Did she not? Britney sang "Wrecking Ball," did she?
no, that was what's her name? Achy Breaky Heart's dog.
Miley Cyrus.
Okay, the
Miley
one where she
Cyrus.
says, "I came in like a wrecking ball."
That's
Whatever.
Miley
That's
Cyrus.
Miley
That's
Cyrus.
Miley.
Miley Cyrus, not Britney. Okay, that's right. She's the young one. Britney's the old one.
Well, she's one of the few that I actually saw on that in videos as I was flashing by from the Grammys or whatever. Damn, if she doesn't look like straight trailer trash.
Who?
I'm
Miley?
like, Miley Cyrus. I'm like, you can't
And
hide
give her a
that.
few more years.
She was running away from her Disney show.
Hannah Montana.
The show.
You can't hide trailer trash. Trailer trash eventually comes out. You can't hide it.
She was.
Her daddy's looking pretty roughed. lately.
Oh my god! You hear him try to sing a few weeks ago? That was terrible.
Well, I mean, there was a
inauguration.
lot of technical difficulties that were going on, but
Yeah. Auto tune was dead. Must have died that day.
I've never been a Billy Ray
AI.
fan. Yeah, never been a Billy Ray fan. I just don't. He's okay.
He's not leaving immediately. He's leaving. He wants to bring in a new head, and as during this administrative turmoil we're having, so they can kind of learn how the administration wants it run. But I didn't think the USPS was actually part of the federal government. It's like a
They
Pseudo.
are and they aren't.
Yeah, they're a pseudo government agency.
that's what I'm looking for.
All the rules and regulations are set by the government.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I got to go. I got to.
I'm all for maybe trying to privatize it, but I don't know.
I'd say minimize it, not privatize.
Hey, this is your goodbye, Tom.
At least it's like kiss my ass or whatever it is you say.
I need that one. I'm gonna find that one for you.
All right, y'all have a great day.
Everybody, is everybody awake now? Train horn. Everybody awake?
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, it wasn't that loud.
Yeah, it's not only the sweetheart benefits, but it's the retirement, the prepay and retirement, the way it's set up, just crushed.
But prepaid retirement is how they should do everything, including
I
Social
haven't.
Security.
Billy Ray Jesus and Warrior. Let's look that up. Billy Ray Jesus Warrior. That comes from. He does kind of look like him. Lord have mercy. That's something to look at later on.
I get it.
Yeah, now that Tom's gone, the real show can work. So I guess it's a day of just listing here today because
That's what
I
I
made
got.
a mistake of walking across the grass. Now my feet are cold. I should have gone the other way. The driveway has no snow. Damn, what a dummy. All the schools are shut down here, so I got a feeling most services are shut. Even though trash came, the roads are not bad because my driveways, the road outside the driveway, there's nothing on them.
Yeah, by noon, all the snow will be melted. Come on.
Yeah, we're supposed to get to 36 a day, so I don't.
Yeah, it'll melt slowly, but
We're at the
tomorrow?
warmest part of our day currently, 32 degrees.
yeah, we're not even close. I don't think. We had a
Well,
pretty good cold front come in.
yeah, we're going to get hit by the tail end of the whole thing.
I don't know. Tomorrow's only supposed to be 28,
Uh-huh.
and then 40 on Friday. So
Cold.
I know, Steve, but Tuesday it's going to be 62, 63.
Son of a-
Saturday will be our next time over 32 degrees.
I don't know when our next time over freezing is. Today, right now,
The
it is
danger around here is the ice.
13 degrees.
Right.
You got to be careful driving at night around here because the ice is.
Anytime it drops, you're dropping below that freezing line, right?
They did pre-treat.
don't
I
get it.
noticed the roads they pre-treated the main roads last night.
We don't get
Yesterday
above
was
freezing
sometime.
till Saturday. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more days of under 30.
So how much snow did you get, Jacob? Because you were right there where it could go above or below you, the main
It
blast.
started snowing about 8 o'clock. We have probably less than an inch right now. Yeah, we've got about an inch on the cars, but not too much on the ground.
So did it go below you guys then? The main.
Well, it's mostly above us.
Oh, and above you.
Yeah. Which we were going to be right on the lower edge anyway. We're far enough east that we're missing most of it. But we're going to have snow for the next 24 hours or so. And the thing around this area is that even though right here, where I'm at 2,200 feet, there's lots of areas around us that are 25, 30. And so those places are getting lots of snow. They were already below freezing for the last 2 days, and so that snow is going to stick. We were construction crew called out today because 2 of the guys live on the mountain.
We were 50-something yesterday, so nothing. The grass and stuff did it because we got enough, but none of the roads will stick.
Mm-hmm.
Just very nice that trash came. So
you get a nice little. You just get a nice little view of how the other half lives. Except we get that all winter long.
We wouldn't call that.
And it's colder.
Of course, they almost had to run because with Monday being a holiday, they'd have been way behind.
Yeah,
they'd have been working the weekend if they didn't roll today.
That's probably why they pushed so hard to do today. Probably.
So I guess that means if they're coming, Postal's probably running.
If your roads are clear, I can't see why not.
You never know around here. That sleet's that old saying about sleet and all that stuff. Yeah, you can forget all that.
Well, I used to pick on you guys for not driving in an inch of snow until I was down there in North Carolina, and there was.
It's not the snow; it's the ice.
It's just a lot like where we were in Western North Carolina. There's a lot of mountains, and getting up and down driveways and things is difficult.
Well, the roads aren't built to be snow friendly here.
They do have plows and stuff, at least where we were in Morganton, but it was just not. They don't have enough, and they don't have the knowledge, and they can't treat the roads the way we do here. The mountains.
It's not cost effective for them to have contracts in place or own thousands of trucks for VDOT or TDOT or NCDOT, whoever it is. It's not cost effective for them to do that.
Even I was telling Scott before the show, even I didn't go out the first day of the snow because I couldn't get that. My wife's mother's driveway is like literally almost a 45-degree angle up to her house. I'll get it. No. So I understood a little bit more why Southerners don't go out when there's an inch of snow.
Yeah, Southern Vintage Vermont Vintage says up even with his car, roads 8 to 10 foot. That's just insanity. I mean,
we get We get some snow like that too, especially at the beginning of the season because of the lake effect. Right now,
No,
Lake
y'all,
Erie's almost totally froze, so we don't get that much now. But
y'all choose to live up there. Y'all need to stay up there. Yankees do not invade the South. Y'all stay up there and deal. Y'all are already
because we
miserable.
moved,
So stay up there and
because we
be
moved
miserable.
south doesn't mean we're going to bring that with us. Although this year I did.
Yeah. Well, look what's happened this year. This is our second snow this year. We don't get 2 snows in a year.
You did this
Somebody
year.
has brought it down here.
It's global warming, climate change.
Yeah.
You
So
can't call it
this
global
week
warming
alone,
anymore.
Bass and Noodle, we had snow today, and the other night, we were under a tornado warning for an hour and a half. We've had all of it uh this week. It is called weather modification, Mike. 100% believe it. But this, I mean, we always had this. Alabama's always had tornadoes. If you look in, Alabama's one of the most hit states. You wouldn't think it is, but I think we're in the top 5 or 6 states that have been hit by tornadoes.
We got to have more than 102 inches, Larry. I have to look that up. But Erie, anyway, has half because we had that first snowstorm was some places had up to 60 inches or more in one
Yeah,
snowstorm. So
one of the systems that they thought might have looked like it had some rotation, but they couldn't find debris on it. Was it ran down the state line, which is 12 miles from here the other night, which was too close. Athens, Alabama, got hit with a tornado.
look it up, Larry.
I guess
Just guys.
6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, 2 months ago, something.
Unofficial snowfall totals. Oh, that's the wrong thing. No.
We're probably at 6 inches. But it's
You might be right, Larry. We've had a little bit less snow than Larry has over here. Not much less, but a little bit less. But still, 100 inches is 100 inches, That's a lot of snow. Okay, the normal seasonal snowfall is around 104.3.
so. Is anybody in the chat? Is anybody planning on anything different for their year this year, 2025?
Yes, I am. Oh, I'm
You're
not
not
in the
gonna,
chat, though.
you're not driving as much. I know you're trying to get back to reselling. I get it.
Full-time reselling, yes. But even then, change the processes that we're using and change some of the methods.
Yeah, summers. Whenever you've gone through this, summers are not. I can take the heat. Summer wasn't even that bad last year. I don't even remember being that hot. Let's go. Todd was hot, but everybody else not so much. We don't quite get the craziness. Todd gets a lot more hunters than we get.
Yeah.
We're a little farther north than you are. Mainly focus on YouTube than reselling. YouTube is still an opportunity. I know they've cut the, it doesn't pay like it used to, but still, there's still opportunity. Very interesting to see what happens too with TikTok, because we are the first month of the 90 days is gone. Nobody's talking about it. 60 days left. Remember,
I haven't heard a thing about TikTok.
TikTok was not. Remember, Trump could, according to the law, Trump could put a pause for 90 days. You're 30 days into your 90. There either has
I'm
to,
sure there's some backroom deals going on.
with that in the next 2 months, there has to be it has to be divested and sold to a U.S. owner, or it faces ban. I don't. Is it back in the? I don't think Android never put it back in the.
I don't know.
I don't
think
it's
Apple did. I can look. I have an Android here. Oh, look.
Yeah, I've got both of them. I just picked up the iPhone.
Yes. I don't even. This is an old phone, so I don't even know if it would
No,
get
it's
TikTok.
it shows
I know. I know Apple has it.
it shows in the Apple Watch.
But I remember the other day when we were down in North Carolina, her mother was trying to update TikTok, and she has an Android. And yeah, it's back. It's back on Android.
Mm.
But
But it's
it must be
what's going to happen there. YouTube is still an opportunity if you want to do AI kind of stuff.
I am. Nobody's guessed besides maybe Lab
Amy, I got
for
rid
their
of.
channels. So.
I haven't done Inventory Lab in quite a while. I haven't been sending in either. I've been doing all merchant fulfilled for the most part.
You still with Inventory Lab though? I mean,
No,
were we using Acerlist or Reseller?
I did use Acerlist for a while, but I don't even have that now.
I liked them price wise. It was a little bit more of a learning curve, I think. But
Yeah, their box thing was not as straightforward box contents.
there's the puppy dog.
Yep.
Have you got videos of putting the puppy in the snow yet?
No,
Oh, it's fun to watch dogs the first time they see snow. You should videotape that.
we don't have enough snow to make it worthwhile. It's just like a half inch on the grass.
Yeah, Mike. I think most people don't realize that is most YouTube reselling channels don't make much money. I mean, it's more a social thing. I mean, there are some out there that do very very well, but they are the video for the most part. They're the channels about what do you find, and the people they've gotten out of the YouTube genre, and people want to see what they find and what they're doing. I would think Harry Tornado might be the I
He's got to be the biggest.
I mean, it might be the exception. He gets a little bit of both, but I would think now as they've grown larger, the vast majority of people that watch them are not resellers. They're just curious what they're doing. You see a lot of like the Froggy Flips. Uh, he's a cool collector and he finds all kinds of stuff. So people generally good videos and good quality and good finds. So people watch to see what you find out there.
Yeah, I don't think if you're trying to make money on YouTube, reselling and Bigfoot are not the genres you should be into. I'm telling you now.
So Bigfoot's not a moneymaker either.
It never. Who's advertising on that? You got to think of if you want to
Yeah.
make money on YouTube, you got to think of the advertisers who want to advertise on your channel. And there's not a lot of advertisers who want to advertise on a conspiracy theory channel. You're going to make more with eBay content because that's money making stuff. If you really want to make money, you make a channel about all these stupid. I mean, these guys who make videos about all these get rich quick schemes are making bank. They're also, liars.
But I still think it's an opportunity if you come up with a channel that, I think AI can help you with that. But the reason why I was going to start a channel and do one of the AI. It's just expensive right now. The AI services to make the videos
Depends on how
cheap.
you're doing it.
Yeah, are not cheap. If you have it, do a
Doing
lot
it
of
like
work.
my buddy, he's paying the $20 a month for ChatGPT just to write the scripts and generate the background photos for his videos. But it doesn't cost any more than that because he's doing the voiceover himself and he's putting them together himself. So if you're doing it like that, that's one thing. And he can put them together quickly.
And the problem I've got with YouTube and some of the reselling channels is I'm not going to change who I am to tell you what I think about reselling. I'll give you the honest truth, whether you want to hear it or not. And that generally doesn't always play well. You have to be nice, smiley, never say a crossword, never offend anybody, all that stuff. And I am way too old to give a shit about that. This is just never going to happen.
Yeah.
So Craig did one AI generated from idea to script to video creation.
Did you do a video about that, Craig? I'd like to see that. He's a moderator. He can post a link, right?
Yeah, Southern Vermont. Definitely, you would need one.
What link were you wanting to post?
Oh, Craig said he did. I think he said he did a video about AI generated. Oh, not a video. Okay, never mind.
Implement.
I have several other channels where I'm experimenting with AI content, even AI characters. You know, fully AI characters. And I'm doing it because I want to learn, not because I think I'm going to make money.
There's too many people in the eBay content world that consume eBay content that want to be given a it's all rosy. You can go to your thrift store and buy 100 pieces of clothing and leave your job tomorrow. And you know, and I don't know how realistic that is. You know, you can't make it as
want to eat ramen for 2 years.
And so I have a hard time being the one. Craig put one.
Craig's expert tips.
Oh, there he is. Yeah,
he's not
Is
an
that
expert.
the video you created?
You're gonna make me open up YouTube just to see this.
I know. I gotta open up YouTube.
Hang it.
Oh, now I'm gonna get something in my ear here. There we go. Got it.
Well,
I'm gonna have to watch that, see how that came out.
Unless you wanted to do the unless you wanted to do a video on apocalyptic end times, that would be a good one.
I'll tell you what my buddy's doing. He's doing, if you're familiar with H.P. Lovecraft, those kind of stories.
H.P. what?
H.P. Lovecraft.
Never heard of it.
Oh, yeah, you have. You've heard of some of his stuff, Cthulhu and stuff like that.
Never heard of it.
Oh, look into it. Anyway, his whole channel is Lovecraftian style stories, and and just the way he narrates them is perfect for the genre. But it's all done by AI, as other than him speaking and putting the videos together, editing. AI Lovecraft is the channel name. There's 2, so you want the newer one. Can't believe you've never heard of H.P. Lovecraft. Come on.
Never heard of it. Yeah, it's but there's so much opportunity. It's what are you willing to put the time in? What are you willing to learn? I think AI generated stuff. I think if you want to do, I would if I was going to do one, I would do something with current trends of the day, whatever the news is. And right now, you know, you can. There's a plethora.
One of my AI channels was current news, and it did. I did them in shorts, and it did pretty good. But I'm not passionate about the news, so I quit doing it. It was an experiment. It worked good. It was complete AI though.
Yeah, no time. We upgraded. We got rid of. Yeah, because you could. The way that one was set up is you could do it where, in video AI, you could do content. It would do short form and long form, so you could. Because I would think that's the way you would need to go. Make it create content for YouTube, and then I would do, TikTok as well. Make it to go to both sides. I wouldn't to see which one takes off. I wouldn't better quality content. But
I'm looking for ways to improve my income. And if AI can help me do that, whether it's a YouTube channel or eBay listings or Amazon, who cares? If I can improve my income, that's what I'm looking for. AI doesn't mean anything to me other than, okay, can I make money with it? You know?
Yeah. So I'm interested in getting John to help a little bit. because you should be able to take his method of how he built that AI to build Amazon listings and do the same thing for eBay listings.
But, well, that's why I got into doing some of this AI stuff is because of John, and I've learned a ton. I don't know enough yet, but
Because if you could build a set of generic prompts where all you're doing is putting in describing what you've got, and then it does all the rest of the work for you, instead of having to, if you can automate that process.
I tried a TikTok AI channel, and it didn't work that well. Nobody really watched it, but it was all dad jokes. It didn't work that well.
The one thing I would tell you, if you're going to sell golf clubs, get the boxes first. Make your life easy. I've got a dual player VCR going out today, and most people will tell you how big of a pain in the ass those things are. I've got a boxes over there. It's just basically just putting in fill with the boxes. You'll be amazed if you want to sell larger items, stock larger boxes. if you want to sell golf clubs, stock golf club boxes. Make it to where it's so easy for yourself that it's not. I don't have any boxes, and I've got 3 bags of clubs that I need to list. They're all money. They sell in the next.
Is that one of the items that you normally pack in the box right away so that it's ready to slap a label on it too?
I
It's
do
easy
not.
to sell?
I just order boxes 25 at a time.
Oh, okay.
I'm just
I
out.
know my brother-in-law does that where he'll put it in the box right away because the boxes are stackable, and the clubs are always hard to put somewhere to store.
Well, if you've got a golf bag, it'll hold 30 or 40 clubs. So I just use it. But I need to sell that golf bag. I need to buy a junk golf. Who was it the other day was saying, I need to buy, next time I see it, just a junk golf bag cheap at a yard sale to use it as storage.
Oh, okay. Like the ones you're selling
sell the
individually, if you're not selling the whole
Because
bag.
the older ones are kind of bigger and more rigid. And they'll hold more clubs, and it's a good place to store. Because to me, it's easier to store all the clubs in a bag, and then the boxes are just flat.
I
And take
gotcha.
up way more space. But
I think my brother-in-law sells them more by like sets and things. So he puts the whole thing in a big box to
right.
hold that.
So a set would be better off box. That way you don't lose one. You got it all. The one thing I would tell folks is if you want to make yourself a better seller, come up with your, I want to sell golf clubs. Okay, fine. You can look up golf clubs. You can take a picture, but automate the process. Order the 25 boxes. When the boxes are out, order them again. Make it to where it is so easy because they don't need a ton of padding. You just need to stick some enough fill to keep them from moving around. The boxes are going to protect them. Golf clubs are pretty durable. I've never had a golf club hurt. Knock on. Shipping. They just don't. Make it. You want to sell things locally. Come up with a plan on how you're going to do it, where you're going to meet. Figure out the basics first. Don't fly by the seat of your pants. Figure out exactly how you want to do it. Set a plan in action, and then work the plan. So many times people come up with an idea and to do something and start doing it without ever thinking it through, and then they quit because when it gets difficult, they've not prepared to get through, so they quit. Is Anissa still here? I never saw Anissa in here.
I prepackage some things. Golf clubs would be a good one because you just write on the outside of the box. With clothing, I always prepackage.
So what box? I generally order 48 by 5 by 5.
Prepackaged but not sealed.
And
So
why? And most of them don't. Oh, Anissa is here. Well, I'll be damned. And Amy, I have not sold a Play Against Sports. So the reason the 48 is because most drivers you're going to need 48 for a driver. And I would rather order the long box just be done with it instead of having multiple sizes because so clubs go down in length. So your shortest one's going to be your wedges, and then they go the other way. So the 3-iron is going to be your longest iron, and the woods go down in length, and so they're all different sizes. So I'd rather cut the box down and just stock one box. You just have to be careful. Some of the drivers now, the heads on them gotten so big, you might need a 6-inch box, which is But that'd be my only concern is it measure the clubs that you've got, make sure that it'll fit in that 5.
I find golf clubs so rarely around here that any good golf clubs, I should say, that I have some in the closet I haven't listed because I don't have boxes for them. But I'd probably just end up making something. But that's because I find that sort of thing so rarely.
But it's those are so people don't want to ship them, and they're so easy. Just understand the shipping on a golf club. You can't ship them at the post office, so you need to be able to ship them FedEx or UPS. Most time UPS, way cheaper. And the other thing about 48 is you don't want to exceed 48 inches, because once you get above 48, the length with UPS and FedEx gets punitive, which just means they're going to charge you more because of how long the box is. So if you stay at 48 inches is where you need to be.
Yes,
For the
James, I
driver.
could probably find clubs in North Carolina, but I only get there one weekend in the summer. Don't get the yard sale much there.
Okay, so a tip on a golf club: if you've got one that's struggling to get in a box,
Probably have
you
bought
put it,
them.
if you put it diagonal in a box, you get a little bit longer. If you put the one end diagonal in the corner and kind of diagonal in the box, you can sometimes squeeze the last little bit you need in a
Extra
box.
inch or so, yeah.
Yeah.
I hear birds.
Are we at 10 o'clock yet? We're at 10 o'clock. I say there's a reason why I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Yeah, I got to head out here just shortly to go pick up my Jeep again.
So what was wrong with it?
Apparently, long story short, the primary battery was bad and caused an issue with a secondary battery, which then caused the rest of the system to go into that reboot cycle where it was eliminating non-essential modules.
So would you have to replace both batteries?
No, they used the dealership used their battery reconditioner or whatever to be able to save the secondary one, and I just had to buy a new one on the first one. Still $450 for the battery, but plus labor.
Hybrid or something?
No, it's a Grand Cherokee, but it's got
Why
the
does it
auto
have two
stop start.
batteries?
What's
So
that?
Amy is so this is your last thing. Amy is correct. There are a lot of golf balls on clearance. They are showing up on Deal Soldier. So I got a link down below if you want to try Deal Soldier.
I used to buy those. I hold them for a while usually, but
Yeah, it's easy to find. I've been looking at them here. I'm just waiting on mine to go down one more time.
I used to sell them on Amazon. Did really well with on Amazon.
JT, no snow. You suck, man. All right, everybody have a good week. We'll see you Friday night. Who knows? Since we talked about AI, we'll have to come up with another one. Damn it.
You just love it.
For more awesome content, like and subscribe now.